Assalamu alaikum students. I am Momina Khatun Moni, your English literature teacher of class 3. I hope all of you are fine. Today I am here with the story I Am Born, adapted from David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. The book is about the life of David Copperfield and is told by David himself. David was born in England around the year 1820. His father had died 6 months before he was born. Here he talks about the time just before he was born. His great aunt Miss Betsy Trotwood comes to visit his mother for the first time after the death of his father. Here David is a character and narrator who introduced the novel. At this point, we don't know whether David will be the hero of his own story or not. Now, my great aunt Miss Betsy Trotwood was the only person alive on my father's side of the family. She lived alone in a cottage in a small village on the sea coast. My father was once her favorite nephew, but not after he got married. She was angry because he had married a very young woman. My father never saw his aunt Betsy again. A year after the marriage, my father died. Here David talks about the story when he was not even born. He tried to explain his mother's expression. Okay. One evening, before I was born, my mother was sitting by the fireside. She looked up and saw a strange lady coming up the garden path. She at once knew that it was Miss Betsy Trotwood, as she had heard about her from my father. As we know, his aunt never visited them after their marriage. From this story, we can guess his aunt not like David's mother. Okay. Miss Trotwood held herself very straight as she walked up to the house with a very serious face. Instead of ringing the doorbell, she looked through the window, pressing her nose against the glass. Here Miss Trotwood acting like a detective. My poor mother was very frightened at this strange behavior. She got up from her chair at once and stood behind it. Miss Betsy ordered her to let her in, and my mother went to the door. David felt sorry for his mother. Mrs. David Copperfield, I think she said, you have heard of Miss Trotwood, I am sure. Yes, please, come in, said my mother. Take off your cap, child, said Miss Betsy, and let me see you. My mother obeyed, and she did so. Her thick, beautiful hair fell all about her face. Why, bless my heart, exclaimed Miss Betsy, you are just a baby. David felt sorry for his mother, but he can't do anything in this. My mother looked very young for her age. She hung her head as though it was her fault and began to cry. She thought she felt my aunt touch her hair with a gentle hand. When she looked up, Miss Betsy was seated with her legs stretched out and looking at the fire. Here she expected some affection from the aunt, but the aunt did completely opposite. What do you call your girl? I don't know whether it will be a girl, said my mother. I don't mean that, said my aunt. I mean your servant girl. Peggotty, said my mother. Peggotty replied, my aunt. How on earth did she get such a name? It's her surname, madam, said my mother. Peggotty, could you fetch your mistress some tea? Cried Miss Betsy, going to the door. She is not well. Hurry. You were speaking about the child being a girl, said Miss Betsy. I have no doubt it will be a girl. Now, child, from the time of the birth of this girl, Perhaps boy, my mother said. I tell you it will be a girl, returned Miss Betsy. Here, nevertheless, Miss Betsy is not unkind to the David's mother, and instruct the servants as well as she wanted. This is the half of the story. That's all from today. Thank you, everyone.